We're live.
Okay.
We're live.
Good.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. This is Hassan. I'm here today for the Let's Talk 3D Visualization hangout session that I'm having with two of my colleagues, Dadidindu and Owolabi Akol. Today, we're going to be talking about the software that we use. We're going to showcase our process workflows, and we're going to show you guys the latest tips and tricks that we have in high-end 3D visualizations. So here in this forum today, I have Olabi from Studeos.com. He's a seasoned artist, he's a seasoned architect, and very, very experienced 3D visualization artist. Also with me, I have Dadidindu. Dadidindu is from ludney.com, www.ludney.com, and he is a very, very experienced 3D visualization artist. He's a trained architect too, and these are people that that do know what they're doing. They've been in this industry for quite a while, and I'm very happy that we are having this session today. So while I let you guys understand what we're going to do, we're going to have 3 sessions, and each session is going to be hosted by one of us, and we're going to host you for 10 minutes. And within those 10 minutes, each person is going to show how he exports his files, how he the kind of units that he uses, what works for him, and then yeah, you're going to see everything live today. So okay, right now we have 9 people. We have 5 viewers on. We have 4 people in the link and 5 people viewing us. So I guess they're ready to have a good time. So I think should introduce himself to everyone. I'm going to enable his video now. So Akano, can we hear you?
Yeah. My name is Owolabi Akol. He keeps pronouncing it wrongly, but anyway,
Sorry.
Yeah. My name is Owolabi Akol. I'm from Studios. I'm a 3D architect and architect at the same time. So, well, I'm here to present just as Hassan said. So you'll be speaking for 10 minutes each, every one of us, 3 of us, 10 minutes each, and we'll talk about our workflows. And after that, which you'd have your time to ask any question on our workflow and how we go about our works, and show you some tips, tell you some tips, give you some tips, and don't worry, we're here to have a good time, and you can always pop in any question.
Okay, so over to you, Dindu. Kindly give us an introduction.
Afternoon, good
Dindo, can
evening,
you hear us?
everybody. My name is Daddy Dindo. I'm also an architect, and then I'm a 3D visualization artist. So today we'll be discussing. I'll be showing you some of the tricks I use. That's how I take my models from SketchUp right down to Max, and then into Photoshop, and then at least how to just get render elements in Photoshop to use. Render elements in 3D Max to use in Photoshop. That's to improve your scene without having to increase the render time. Thank you.
Okay, Daddy Dindu just spoke, and now we're just going to ensure one more time that people can hear us. We were able to hear Timmy a couple of minutes ago, so I want to believe that. Yeah, I want to believe that he can hear us.
Timmy Babalola says he can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Okay, he probably has to check his speaker settings.
Well, anyways, can we just start? Can someone start presenting? Who goes first?
Okay, Hassan goes.
Yes.
I think Olabi should go first.
Okay then. Okay, no problem. All right. I
Olabi
think
should
I
go first.
want I want Timmy. I don't know how you want him to do it, but I think he should try the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel I just checked now is very fine. It's very fine, and you should go to chronostudios.com and you can try it out there if you can still hear, because it has to do with something with setting. If he's not hearing us here right at the moment, if he's not hearing us, and so
Okay, so what, Hassan, hello, Hassan. What you can do is
Yes.
post
Yeah.
your Google link on
here
the chat, so
on the
that
chat.
people can go there and like and follow Chronos to watch it.
And you may want to tell him to turn off his video. I don't know how you. I think there should. Or someone else.
Okay, you mean
Okay, someone else just came. Just
Yeah.
came on.
Hello.
Mpano, and he seems to be very good. Mpang,
He's
how are you?
very
Yeah,
good.
fine. How are you? Good
Oh
evening.
right. Good. Yeah. So
Am
We
I
have
late?
someone on. So let's carry on.
all right then. Yes. I'm presenting right now, I guess. So I
Okay.
might want to turn on my video so you can see me for a little bit. And yes, my name is Olabi Akon again. I'm a 3D architect and also an architect same way too. And well, I'm here to talk a bit of on my workflow, how I work and how I make things a lot easier for me. For me, there are a lot of things I put into consideration before I start out my 3D works. What I do is I first analyze whatever I have with me, depending on the kind of file I have. The times I get AutoCAD files directly, then there are times I get to design myself. There are times I have Revit files, depending on how the um, main architect work. And of course, then there are times where it has to be my own design and I do all the things from scratch. Most times when I work, basically, for my design, I go from my own 3D to my design. First, I do a base design, then I now probably a layout of my interiors, then I go from my 3D to my design for the aesthetics. Basically, for working with AutoCAD, I just bring in my AutoCAD. I use 3D Max 2014, so it's easy for me to bring in AutoCAD, link the file straight into my um, 3D Max scene, my AutoCAD. So I might want to share my screen with you right here and show you how I bring in files from my AutoCAD, how I link in files, the same way I link in my Revit files and maybe a couple of other files as well. So let me do a bit of screen share for you right here. I'm going to do my entire screen share, and don't worry about what's showing at the moment. Okay, now this is what we have, and what I actually do is for my CAD files, I bring it in from with imports, and I always have. I believe you can all see my workspace here on 3D Max.
Yeah, I could see it earlier. It has gone off now.
Okay, yeah. So I bring in my files by linking my files through import mode. So you can see that we have FBX, we have link AutoCAD file, and we have the link Revit files. So once that is done, if I do this, once that is done, I adjust with the setting, reset my scales, and bring the files in. So once that is done, just like I was showing a student of mine today, and what I now do is, once I have the file, I go straight to put everything up together, do my modeling in my Max. And basically my modeling in Max, I have a very fast modeling in Max. I think I prefer it most times to any other thing, unless like, of course if I have the Revit file, which is also a good one too. So this is one model I was a friend of mine was working with. So I can, this is done from base to top in Max here. So basically the workflow is simple, bringing in the CAD files, linking the drawings, then building my models with splines or AEC box, AEC models and all that, the wall and cutting my windows through and all that. Then I can, one other way I make my work easier is using proxies, which is, there are a lot of ways you can have proxies. Then some other way again is I xref my files, and once I xref my files, it makes a larger scene much lighter to load, and in fact the file size becomes very light. So I can expect to get more questions from a lot of people right here, so to know what you think and what you want to know further in my workflow. I believe I've tried a little bit here, and so any further questions can be welcome.
Okay, Akon, thank you very much for presenting to us.
Yeah.
I'm going to share my own workflow now before we move over to Dindo. So here is my screen. Can anyone see my screen yet?
No,
Not yet. You have to accept that to click.
Okay,
Okay.
I think my screen is loaded now.
You might
right?
want to drop your Hangout window.
Okay, I already did.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So my workflow basically, I'm going to show you from AutoCAD, and when I do my designs. And what I do is that I try as much as possible to have my lines as simple as I can. So I move on to ArchiCAD. And loading ArchiCAD is very simple, and the way I work from ArchiCAD is that I import my floor plans into work on separate floor. And the easy thing with ArchiCAD is that you can group your elements, you can break them up, just like I think SketchUp does that too. Then the process is just easy. You have your windows, you have your columns, beams, and slabs. In fact, we really have two basically. So and it's, I think it's highly recommended for architects as well. So when I open my ArchiCAD, just like in SketchUp, I can orbit around, and when I'm ready, when I'm done with my model and I'm ready to export it to other applications, what I just do is I just the best possible workflow from ArchiCAD to Studio Max is to export as 3ds, exporting as a 3ds file. I've noticed that it's about the best option from ArchiCAD, and it's works that your model is comprising of solid blocks which are already distinguished by the material. So if you select a glass pane, everything selected is going to be glass. So and one of that secret I found out that works is that I export to in
Hassan, you're breaking.
I think it's everywhere. I can't hear him. The audio quality is poor.
Okay, and yeah, he seems to have gone off.
Okay.
Yeah,
I would
he's
want
back,
everybody to turn off their video, please. Infon, I want you to turn off your video, please.
Okay.
You can hear us if your video is off. So I think the video breaks. To turning off your video, you can just click it on the top
Yes,
middle
the video
display.
icon. Just click on the video
Yes,
icon.
yes.
I've done that.
Yeah. So if it's okay, if it's off, I think it makes the network
Better. It's better now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think Hassan is off now. So maybe we want to hear Daddy talk. Daddy didn't do talk. So hello, Ludmid.
Yeah, I'm here. So,
Okay, so you might want to talk about a bit of your workflow here now. So I think Hassan is off. He's having a bit of a problem.
okay, so I'm going to screen share. I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
And yeah, can you see my screen?
Yes. Not
Not
yet.
yet. Not
Not
yet.
yet.
Okay, we can see your screen, but we can see a
Okay.
shot from Hassan's screen.
Okay, yeah. So can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so basically, I receive my files in. I usually receive my files in AutoCAD, or if I'm to start my design, I start design sometimes in AutoCAD, and other times I start in SketchUp. It really depends on how the mood catches me. So right here, I specifically open this file just to show you certain things. When you I use my workflow is AutoCAD, SketchUp, 3D Max, and then Photoshop. So what I want to show you here is I have an AutoCAD file, and there are certain ground rules you would like to make sure of before you take your file into SketchUp. First things first, always try to turn off dimensions. Always try to turn off dimensions. Make sure dimensions are turned off in on your drawing. And you will also want to delete hatches. If you bring in hatches into SketchUp, sometimes you get errors. At other times, it makes your file very, very, very. It makes your file very, very heavy. You get? So
Okay.
I'm just quickly going to clear this out. and then I usually just replicate this way, then go back and enable dimensions so that I can delete this file. This way I'm very sure my dimensions are not going to come in. So 90% of the times, 90 to 99% of the time when I take my file into SketchUp, this is what I usually have. This is what I bring into SketchUp. So I'm going to save this. Purge unused. Then save this. So now that I've saved this, I open SketchUp. So this is my SketchUp interface. Most of my shortcuts, most of my tools are marked to shortcuts. So if you notice, I have quite a number of plugins here. These plugins are free. You can get them on education.com. Education.com. It is spelled education.com. What you need to do is you register. It's free. You register. It's free, and then you download the plugins that will fit your own workflow in SketchUp. So that being said, I import my drawing, and this is it. You need to make sure that before you bring your drawing into SketchUp, you would have made sure that your drawing is in the right units. Like you see, this is in millimeters, and then if you go to my format and my units, you'll also notice my dimension is in millimeters. So this ensures that everything comes in as it should. So for starters, whenever I bring in a drawing like this, I usually make it a group. And then this serves as a base for me to model my design. I will quickly model the building right now, just to show you how fast and easy it is to work and model in SketchUp. I can do it under 5 minutes, and I'm going to show you just that. So I pick this point, and then here, I'm tracing out my building. The more you use SketchUp, the more conversant you become with the program. So I know I don't need to check if my lines are going over it. I know it's going over this base plan. So here I have this, and that, and this. I take it this way. And if you've done it correctly, you're going to have something like this. Your faces will close. So once you have this, you know, okay, fine, it's more or less ready for you to just push up, and you know, they call SketchUp push and pull. You just push and pull, you bring it up, and then you're done. So I do this, and then I make this a group. Before I continue, I also need to remind you that unless a client asks me for interiors, which comes, it doesn't come as often as they would ask me for exteriors. Most times my base models are empty on the inside. So if I do this and I pull this up, I have this at 3,300. And then once that is done, I can just bring this up, and then I have that. So I'm going to continue very fast from here. And then offset. Yeah. And then that is that. So from this to this point, I have this like 2.7. and then I have this like 1.5. So once I have this window serves as a base for all my other windows. So there's a plugin I usually use here. It's called Windowizer. You can get Windowizer from smustard. I'm not sure. I think it's smustard.com. It's just $10. smustard.com. The name of the plugin is Windowizer, and I will windowize that face. So what this does is it allows me to just pick the material. I have frames here, and then I can do this and that.
Wow.
And then that's already done. So if I have this as a component, all that I need to do is just keep on dragging and dropping, and then I would scale as necessary as I progress on my design. I drop this here. Now you know this is that's a toilet window. So I usually get to make this unique and then run Windowizer again. This way it doesn't affect any of the other windows. I didn't do this properly here, so I'm going to drag this, drop this there, and I have that. So I do this. Remember, this is still a component. By making it a component, if I click on this, if you notice, it's going to edit all the others. I have that. I drag this, I drop it here. I'm going to drag this and drop it there too. Every program has Ctrl+C as copy and Ctrl+V as paste. So if I press Ctrl+C on this, Ctrl+C, and I press Ctrl+V paste, I can as well, instead of clicking and dropping, I can as well Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, and then paste it here. So all I need to do is still pay inference to that. Two and one on this side. Let me leave that way. And then so I have that. I also have this here, this way. And I have this as well. Okay, so I Ctrl+C and I Ctrl+V that, I paste, and I move, and also move this way, and then I can do this as well. And then here I have this as two models, so I can do this. And then I can also do that. And this is the only thing that is left. Okay, I actually have two more here, so I can copy paste, and you have this and you have that. Okay, and one more here. So usually this is a base model. I'm already done with this. I close this up, and then of course you would want to offset this by 150, and then bring that way, and I have this inside. So any other thing that you might see, that's one of the advantages of doing 3D models. You get to see what makes your building look fine and what doesn't, what goes and what doesn't go. So if I have this as a base model, I'll quickly just show you how to also do a roof very quickly. I have this like that, and then here, there, there, and this is a face over my model. So what I'd like to do now is make this a group, make it a component, make it a group, make it a component, and then I'm going to move this outside because it's going to serve as a guide. By making it a component, I don't need to work on this from here. All I just need to do is work on it from this space. So in design, when doing your roofs, you do your roofs based on the biggest box. But before I do that, I need to offset this by 900. And then if you notice this is too small a depth, all I just need to do now is close this up. So now I find the biggest box for my design, and I have that and that. This is going to be my biggest box. So if I do that, then I bring this up, maybe 4,500 or 4,000. If you notice, it's affecting the base model here. I think 4,500 might actually be better. So let me make it 4,500, and then I'm going to move this way, and then bring this here, close that up, do this, and close that up. So that way I already have this place formed. And then what's next is I can copy this and move this way, and that I have that, and then from here I'm going to move this, and I have this. So you reverse faces, and this is the only thing that is left. So here I would want to drag this and maybe drag that. I'm going to have a bit of a problem here. Close this up, and then let's see. Okay, I probably want to delete this first, and then I'm coming. Just a minute. You have that. Okay. Okay, so what I need to do is take this up this way, and at least have this space form first. So then I'm going to draw that way, Then I'm going to, let's see.
Hassan, you may want to turn off your video, please.
Oh, okay.
But basically, I'm actually spending a lot of time on this, so it's something I need to sit down and really figure out. But you get the general idea. You do your base model this way, and then you have your root, and then your architraves and all that depends on you. When you're done with something like this, I'm going to open another model that has been done. Says something like this. I usually like to take in my models as SKP format. If you use 3D Max 2012, from 3D Max 2011 actually, you can import your models as .skp files. So I would go into my model space, and I'm going to bring in that particular model as an SKP file. So when I bring them in, what I usually like to do is I set a folder where all my textures will import to. I call this test, and that way you notice this. Set this as camera, and then okay. If you do that, if you notice, by bringing in my model as an SKP file instead of 3ds or fbx, everything comes in like I modeled in SketchUp. Now the advantage of also importing as an SKP file is when you make groups and components in SketchUp, if you import them as SKP, 3D Max would also recognize those groups and components. So if you notice, what I have here and here are components, and by moving this alone, I can modify the model as if I modeled it in 3D Max directly.
Okay.
So doing that, all you just need to do at this point is set up your lighting and render. I also promised to show you people a plugin I use regularly. The name of that plugin is render mask. Render mask. You can get render masks from Scriptspot. If you go to Scriptspot and you type render mask, it's a free plugin. And you type render mask, it will bring up, okay, that's it there. So this is it. You can download it and install it into 3D Max just by dragging and dropping. So when you install it, what this does is it allows you to export each of the various elements that you can use to organize your scene. So for example, if you notice, I have different colorations here. If I click on wire color and I ask it to render the mask of this wire color frame, look at what it gives me. So I can use this to edit different things in Photoshop. If I want the whole model done, I'll select it and render mask, and then you can see all the different colors would come out. So if you finish that in Max, I'll quickly go to Photoshop now, and this is a base model from 3D Max, and what I have here is okay, let me open the base file. This is the base model as it came from 3D Max. So using the various render elements you have that you export from 3D Max, I start building up on my I start building up on my scene. So that's my base model. This is the render mask. This is the wire color you saw. First I add a specular. I add a specular layer. Right now you can see it's looking out of place because I actually distorted the files a bit. But having built it, when you build it all up, like if you notice, you can even see my grasses are just Photoshop, are just images downloaded from Google, and then I overlay it over my grass area, and then if you notice, I have my shrub showing here, and then from this I have the base. I have a post-produced file for me to continue, and then I work on my sky a bit. I eliminate some things from my background, and then I have that. Then with my Z depth, the effect isn't strong, but I'm sure you must notice it. With the Z depth layer, I fade out the background, yes. And then if you notice, I add my birds too in Photoshop. When I've done that, I start doing some color correction. So here I have this, and then phase 2 is still part of my color correction. So you can notice you can actually see the difference between the two files. And then in phase 3, I have added a couple more trees to the back. I add a vignetting layer. I add a vignette to it, and then if you notice, if you look at this place, what this did here is it cleared up. I added more green to that back so that it flows with the trees I have over there. And then these were the trees I added. And then from here I add a burn effect with a color overlay. What that overlay is let me make it normal. It's just an orange color that has been erased. So by setting it to color dodge, I can simulate like the light is coming from this place, which it actually is. And then from here I have this, and then so you can compare the original and the post produced file. So that's basically it. I know I've actually spent a bit more time than required, but I'm sure maybe by the next training we'll plan more, and then we get to show you more things. Thank you very much. So I'm done. Hassan, can you take the stage?
Hello, Hassan.
He isn't there. He's not back.
Okay.
I'm here.
It's here. I can see.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, please ask a question.
Yes, please.
Do you environment or like your style, was it HDRI you used for it or
For that particular scene, I used a very sunlight. Why I don't use HDRIs is because although HDRIs give you more realistic results, they actually take more time to render. So if you know, I was actually rushing on that job. So it's why I finished up every other thing in Photoshop. If time was on my side, I probably would have used a HDRI light, a HDRI map in a HDRI dome light, and then and be done. So my trees, everything will be done in 3D Max without necessarily having to come to Photoshop.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dindu. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Yeah, someone is about to ask a question.
Okay.
Timmy?
Okay. I can't.
Please, can anyone tell me at what point where I got off? Because I was presenting, I didn't know my video was up.
Yes, you were showing us your file in ArchiCAD.
Yes.
Was it fireworks?
You are showing us a file in. You are showing us a file in ArchiCAD. You just opened the file in ArchiCAD.
ArchiCAD.
Oh, okay. So you guys didn't see the 3ds Max part.
No.
No, we didn't.
Okay, well, let me say. Okay, let me just represent. Let me just present the fireworks part then.
Okay.
Let me just present the fireworks part. So, okay, you guys can see my screen now.
Okay. Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Okay, I was only trying to show you guys how I managed to work on my post-production in fireworks. Can everyone see me?
Yeah. Hello, Alan. Can you turn off your video, please?
Wahid, you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can
Yes,
see
you
your
can see
screen.
your
Yes, I can see your
screen.
screen.
Hello, Hassan. Are you still there?
Wow.
I think
I hope,
he has
I
gone
hope
off
we don't
again.
lost him again. Oh dear.
I think he has gone off again. So
Okay. So
Wow.
we will want to hear questions. Anybody with questions?
Okay. Hello.
yes,
Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can.
we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. I think Hazan is back. But maybe she'll just continue then.
oh Hassan, are you stable?
Oh dear.
Hello, Hassan.
Yes, I'm back. I don't know what happened.
This is Nigeria. Don't worry, you'll survive.
You can't trust network.
You said?
Okay.
just go on.
I think it's a problem with
Hassan,
the
Hassan,
system.
can you continue? Can you continue with your presentation, or do you want Oluwatofarati to ask his question?
Just call me
Oluwatofarati.
Samuel.
Let
Just call
him
me.
ask a question.
Sorry, for the benefit of this, for the benefit of this session, we'll just call you Olu, please.
Okay, yes, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't know that it was going to be my Google Hangout, my Google Plus name was going to use, so it's okay. Hassan, are you still presenting, or I should go ahead with my question?
I think you can go on with your question,
I think you can
Olu.
go with your question.
Okay. And I think probably if you turn off your video, maybe
Yes.
you have less issues with streaming, and
Yes.
your
Yes.
presentation
Can you type your
can go
question?
through. Okay, question. We just talked about the HDRI lighting. I just want to ask Ladi, without how do you manage to get general ambient lighting for your renders just by using the V-Ray sun, even if you are doing a quick render, because we've tried these things out a couple of times when you just want to
Oh,
compare and contrast.
okay,
When
okay.
when you produce renders without any form of ambient lighting for the environment, because the V-Ray sun unnecessarily making one part of the model brighter and dark spots become kind of very, very dark. I know
Okay,
they
okay,
can all
okay.
be corrected in post-production, but how do you get to still manage your V-Ray without any form of ambient lighting?
Since we are on here, I'm going to have to share my screen again. I'm
Okay.
going to have to share my screen again so that at least you just get to have an understanding of that. Can you see my
Okay.
screen?
Not yet.
Can you see my screen now?
Still waiting. Still dark. Maybe it will come on in no time.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Olu, can you see my screen?
Just go ahead. I'm sure it will come up. It will come up. It's still just black out. Okay, it's on now, right? It's
No,
on. I can
because
see it now.
what I need to show you is a basic. Can you see the screen now?
Just yes, go ahead. I can see it now.
Okay, fine. I'm going to import that model. I'm going to import that model again. I'm going to import
Okay.
that SketchUp model again, and then
Okay.
okay, fine. This is the model. This is my
Okay.
model. I set most of my cameras right from SketchUp before I bring them into Max. So that way
Without any
I don't need
lighting.
no without any lighting, because it's a SketchUp model. I do the model in
Okay.
SketchUp. I come to if I was rendering in SketchUp, it will be different. But
Okay.
since I'm coming into Max to render, it's going to be a different approach.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you bring in somebody's talking in the background. When you bring in your models from SketchUp into 3ds Max, you
Okay.
have your cameras going to come in as standard cameras. You need to convert your cameras to V-Ray cameras. So there's another script for that, which you can still get on script spot. I think you should save the name of this page. It's called Max to standard to V-Ray cam.
Okay.
So
Noted.
what it does for me is it automatically converts all my standard cameras to V-Ray
Hello, Dindo.
cameras.
Hello,
Yes, can you hear me?
Dindo.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, hold
We
on,
can hear
please.
you.
Hold on, everyone, please. Could you all turn off your video? Except we are only viewing Dindo. So the guys that just came in now, Komalafe, could you turn off your video, please? And then mute your
You can mute your
audio.
microphone.
I also think that if we have any background noise in what one should try and avoid that. Okay.
Okay, no, everything is okay now. So once you download that script, you can actually
Everything is good now.
run.
Good to go.
Yes, you can actually just convert your cameras to V-Ray cams, and if you notice, I have a V-Ray cam that has been created here. So what I needed to show you because it's compulsory if you're going to get the best from V-Ray, it's compulsory for you to work with V-Ray cam, a V-Ray camera instead of a standard camera.
Okay.
In 3ds Max, I actually started with Max 7.
Okay.
Ambient lighting is this.
Okay.
By default, I don't know. It's usually gray. It's on a gray. You need to make sure it's black.
Okay.
That's the first thing. The second thing is, now this is the V-Ray camera I just chose.
Okay.
This is my V-Ray cam, yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to just, a V-Ray sun. My camera is looking this way. I'd like to set my light this way, and it's going to ask me if I want a sky map.
Definitely.
And then I'm going to move this vertically up.
Did you click on yes?
Yes, you click on yes.
Okay.
When you click on yes, you're going to have this V-Ray sky in. This is what it does. By clicking on yes, it puts your V-Ray sky in the environment map.
Okay.
So
okay.
if I go back to camera 1,
Yeah.
I'm going to select this camera, and then I usually don't like any of the effects that come with this. And then
Okay.
I go back to my sun, and I set my ozone to 1. I make it more bluish.
Okay.
By setting it to 1, it becomes more bluish. If I reduce it below 1, it becomes more orangish.
So sorry, Ludwig.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. This question sounds funny, but these settings are the same thing that happens to on C4D though.
Yes, it's V-Ray is uniform across all platforms.
Yes.
Okay, okay,
SketchUp, Cinema 4D, everything is uniform. So
okay.
if
Because
you
I
do
use
that,
C4D. That's why I'm asking.
if you do that and then you just click on render, you should have something like this.
All right.
Just hold up. Now, do you notice a problem? A problem I'm having is I'm having overexposed areas. So with
Okay.
regards to that ambient light you talked about, what you
Yeah.
need to do to control everything properly is make sure that your environment, you have this ticked as on. Do you understand?
Okay.
When you have this tick on, when you have that ticked on and you render again, you're going to notice the difference.
Just render a region. Render a region.
Exactly.
Do a
I think
region.
that should do a region of that white area.
Yes, thank you.
No,
Do
his
you notice
vision
the
is very
difference? This
powerful
isn't,
system, so
it's not
Yeah.
it's not
There's
overexposed again.
a contrast now.
You get, there's a contrast in the scene. So
yes,
they just
yes.
serve this serves as a base for you to carry on with any other thing you want to do.
Okay, okay, okay.
All right, all right.
So that's just it.
And hello.
Yeah, we're listening.
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
hear
Yes,
you.
we can hear you, Wahid.
Yeah. One thing you always want to chip in is you want to turn on your ambient occlusion in case you don't have it on. So you still have that soft shadow in the scene in the corners of your objects. So you might want to turn on that ambient occlusion in your render setting. So maybe
If you don't do that, if you don't have that turned on and you want to have more control over it, another option is to download that render mask plugin. When you've downloaded it, there is an option to render out your ambient occlusion pass. It's called AO on its own.
Okay.
So you can
But it's not possible for us to just using multi pass to just add a layer of extra text that is ambient occlusion on its own.
No, do you understand what Wahid? I have to open Max again. Wahid just mentioned, I cannot just mention something and it's actually cool. But what I'm saying is, if you want more control over your ambient occlusion in 3D in Photoshop, that's
Photoshop.
if you want to follow that process of bringing your files in from Max to Photoshop.
From Max to Photoshop, yeah.
Yes, what you need to do is just simply this.
All right.
Just hold up.
Okay.
Now I have this as camera 1. Remember,
share your screen, please. You should be sharing your screen.
I think the screen is being shared.
No, it's not.
You're still presenting.
It's not shared. It's not shared.
Okay.
Share
Okay.
You're still presenting to everyone, so just share your screen.
But share your screen.
Yes. Can you see my screen now?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay,
Now?
now fine.
Okay. Cool.
You can see
Yes.
my screen now. Fine.
Yes.
What Wahid is saying is, for example, if you render this, no, I don't have a light source. But basically, what Wahid is saying is, if you need your ambient occlusion in your scene, if you want it to come directly in your scene, where you need to enable that is here, ambient occlusion. So this way you bake it into your render automatically. On the other hand, what I was saying is, if you have this render max plugin, you can work with your AO pass directly from here. And what this does is, if I set this to 1, and then I select my whole scene, and then I render mask just the AO. Look at what happens. Do you see that?
Okay. Ludwig.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you got it. But what he's actually talking about now is on the pre-passes, on the render elements, you can always just bring it in So it's just another method, another option.
That's
If
this part.
about
That's
on the
add
render,
your
yes,
yes,
you can
add your
actually
eight
add
pass.
an extra text and use it for render. So I think it's what suits individual persons. So
Yes.
yeah,
All
so
right.
yes. All right. So do we have any further questions again? I believe we have.
And that question, this script you're running on Max, can I get this? Can I get the same script from that website for C4D?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know much. I wouldn't know much about that.
Okay.
There should be an option. There should be an option
Okay.
to. There should be an option to. If you just go to scriptspot and find, or you Google Cinema 4D script,
Scripts,
Script
yes.
Max.
Yeah.
yes, and
Okay.
then
Depending on
try and see where you can get the results from.
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
I'm not sure if Sports Script has Cinema 4D script. Does it?
Plugin. I wouldn't. Okay, just give me a minute. Let me confirm that.
I don't think it has. I don't think it has.
No, it doesn't have.
It
What it
doesn't
has
have.
is just 3D Max and SketchUp.
Probably
Okay.
via Autodesk products basically. From Autodesk.
Autodesk. Okay.
No. It has. It has, but it's not. It doesn't have its own dedicated page. Like I just typed Cinema 4D in the search box, and some Cinema 4D script showed up.
Okay.
So you can
Okay.
you can check and see. You have to look for it though, because there are quite a
I'll
number
I'll,
of stocks.
I'll be sure to do that.
Okay. So
Okay.
that's fine.
So I think I'm about the only person left to share my screen now. Let me quickly show you some things in
Fireworks.
Fireworks. Hold on, let me share my screen now. Okay. Stop presenting. Present to everyone. Yeah, can anyone see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, so I was
Sorry, not yet. I can't see your screen.
not yet.
No,
So
please.
come on, it's a common.
All right.
It's on now.
No, it's not, please.
It's on. It's on. That's the question.
It's on
Come
for
on. It depends on your internet speed. It will come. Don't worry. Just click on
All right,
the.
don't worry. Just come on.
Okay. So here are three images that are actually from the same source, and the only manipulation I did was from Adobe Fireworks. And like I earlier said, Fireworks is like a graphics application just like Photoshop, which Dindu was using. And this is the original render. This was the sunset version. This was the rainy version. So I'm just going to show you some of the things I added to the rainy version to just make it look a bit more rainy. So I did some rain splatters on the grass, tiny puddles, and light glowing in the fog, and the lightning and the thunder and the misty effect on the camera. So here is actually the file
Oh dear.
which I worked on, and I'm just going to turn off layer to see how this is. To an extent, I had to mask out the sky, and I applied the screen option to it. Now, what the screen does is that it gives it a general brightness. So sometimes if you render out if you bring out your rendering and it's a bit dark, sometimes what you can do is you can duplicate it and make the one on top of it. Maybe you just make it screen. Let me see if I can do something like that with this one. So for this, you can make the one on top. That if you have a very dark rendering, you can just duplicate it and make the one on top screen. What that does is it first of all helps you to brighten the scene. Why I have this place burnt out is because actually I finished this image. This is a finished image, and I already increased all the brightness there. But this screen does for you. So then also, if you look at some of these layers, I'm just going to take some of them out. Here is the screened out background. Here is the original image. You're going to see some other things, some other couple of things that I did here. Like in the foreground, I actually had to, make a layer, which was this image. I think I have the maps that I downloaded somewhere here. Not sure particularly. I probably took them out. But then, what I did with this image was make it additive, such that it subtracts the black portion of it when you place it on an object, and then only the white parts are what shows. So really, you may not have to clean out your entire image. If you need some parts of it, you can actually turn it to monochrome so that you have the black and white.
Fashion.
Now for the okay, it's still the same thing, but I use the screen for it. Now for the rain streak, I'm gonna have to unlock the rain streak layer. Okay, let me turn this map off. Now for the misty effect too, I used the screen option, but then I'm going to show you what the original image looked like. Can anyone see this? Hello? Hello, can you guys hear me?
Hello, yes, we can hear you.
Your screen.
Okay. So I was.
I didn't know if it's from me.
Oh dear.
Is it back now?
Still frozen. Screen is still frozen.
It's frozen. It's just cracking.
I think it's
dragging.
Okay, you're streaming it.
Yeah, the screening is dragging.
The audio is faster than the video.
The video. Oh,
Yes.
it must be my network then.
Yes, it's probably the connection.
Okay,
Yeah,
what
probably.
I'll do probably is let me just stop sharing my screen. What I'm gonna do is, I think, putting up this presentation up, I'll just ask for this image, so anyone who has installed Adobe Fireworks can actually see all the bits and pieces of the scene. Yeah, I think that's basically
Okay.
it.
All right.
Yeah. So
That's sweet.
if there are any questions, then I think we can get to ask. Okay. So does anyone still have any questions?
So yeah, that's your file. The lighting. That is the lighting on this that you put.
Well,
I didn't get your question. You're breaking up.
oh yeah.
The lighting streaks now.
Okay.
Yeah, the ray streaks.
He's talking about the lightning. I think he wants to know about your lightning. The lightning that the lightning
The
streak.
lightning effect itself.
The lightning effect, yeah. The lightning streak effect.
Okay. The lightning too is an image. I actually got to download that
The same
from
principle as the rain streak, right?
the lightning is actually screen. Yeah, but with a reduced opacity. You know, because the lightning is white. So
Yeah.
all you have to do is, you know, make it a monochrome image and then apply the screen to it. So it only brings out the white part and excludes the black part from the image.
Just like doing a render, a masking it out.
Mask, exactly. That's just the masking. So that's what. So what screen does is that it saves you from actually using your magic wand to, you know, to clean out
To crop and all
some
that.
parts of the image. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. That's how I get to use it. So I use in fireworks to do my post processing.
Okay.
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 We're well over 1 hour. We've done 1 hour, and I think
Okay.
it's
So
quite a lot for someone out there to get to watch.
okay, I think we might want to have a closing wrap up here, and if anybody wants to ask questions, and of course we are still going to have something like this some other time. I believe it's going to be better when we are having it then. A bit of technical problems here at the moment, but then we in future I think we'll get over all these kind of things. Then we can everyone can talk better on, and we can actually ask more questions. Of course, we all have our details where you can actually reach us and how you can reach us. You can talk to us and all that. So I, we can always still get in touch with each other and do a little bit of chit chat and here and there. So I don't know if anyone has further questions.
If no one asks questions, let me just start by saying the thank yous. So
Okay.
I'll say thank you to Mr. Oluwatu Farati for actually being in this session. I'm glad
It's a,
that you made it all through.
yeah, yeah.
Also,
I
we
think
have
I have.
Komalafe all the way too.
Okay.
Yeah, we have Komalafe.
And
Yes,
also,
yeah.
Olanrewaju just
Sorry, I
came
came
back
late.
too.
Yeah,
Hope you
bracket.
did well.
Let's take it
Do
to.
you,
Olaniwaju.
I'd like to make a remark.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you,
Um.
Farati.
We hear you.
Yes. Thank you. I think Ladi. I think Farhat would be a better name to recognize me by, and not the Oluwatu Farhat might be difficult for you to pronounce. You know. And are you from the north? Are you
Yes,
from
I
the
am.
north? Okay,
Yes, I am.
I speak Hausa pretty fluently too. You know, I was born in Castina, so I speak Hausa very well. I schooled basically in the north before we moved down south. But it's really the remark I really want to make is that it's really amazing that we have such a platform like this to be able to share ideas. We definitely workflows vary from individual to individual, you know, but it's amazing that we've come a long way, you know, in the area of visualization. I mean, we are in Africa, you know, we're doing amazing things around here, and they're not just in Africa, all around the world, you know. We get to see very close to reality new visuals, and it's amazing that we're blazing we're trailblazers here, and I just want to encourage, you know, the team at Waste Studios. You know, you guys do an amazing job. And I'm really short of words here, you know, but I just really want to encourage, you know, everyone out there, you know, it's crazy, you know, but it's really also amazing when you get to see people do the right things, and you know, you guys have gotten
Olarewaju
forward.
this remark.
You know, so it's a closing remark. I would really love to see the faces behind all these avatars. You know, the avatar. I keep a beard, so don't mind my avatar here. I'm sure if you see me in real life, if I turn on my camera, you will not recognize me. You'll probably find it difficult recognizing putting together the face, you know, behind you know, the image you see there. But I really hope that we'll probably have a platform to really meet in person. You know, it's amazing the fact that we can actually do things online, but we have a bit of restrictions. Various service providers have their limitations, you know, and Anyway, let me know. I know we're already closing, but I think that's really what I want to say. That you guys are
But
doing a nice job.
Olariwa just have to say too. I second every word and line said by this my fellow here. I second. It's really a very great idea. Olariwaju follows and stands by Chronos. Very nice work. I really must say. I know it will have been a very sad thing for me to miss such a room. It's really a hangout room, big time. CG World very great. Chronos growing higher. Ludnid, my number one person I've known from, but I've not done. I've always missed your workshops, and it's always funny. Even the time you came to Unilag, I missed it. But I was late like an hour after you've left Unilag. But I know one day we'll meet.
That's,
Chronos, what Chronos we shall meet. I know we've met once, but you might not remember. I was the guy that was showing you virtual tour walkthrough off my website, off
Oh,
a client's website from Benga. You remember?
oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
got to see that. That was good stuff.
yeah. So
Oh,
I surely made sure, and I'm very. It's very good to at least what made me able to come over. I saw something like that on your website. I think you removed it. Or maybe you were just testing something that night.
yeah,
It's
we're
very good.
testing.
Someone
Oh,
is stabbing you up.
sneak, you
I
sneaked
saw it.
in.
I sneaked in. I saw. And I saw. Stuff like that, but it happens.
We sneak.
That happens.
Ladi,
You must be one of the.
hello, is Ladi there? Hello, is Ladi there?
Hello.
yes,
Is
Daddy, are
Daddy,
you
yes,
there?
Daddy,
Did you?
Daddy in Hausa means sweet. Hello,
yes, I can hear you.
yes, I said Daddy means sweet in Hausa. Daddy is
Yeah,
the Hausa's translation for sweet.
okay, yes, it does.
Okay, so please, would like to see the website up and running. I was one that dropped a comment.
I remember
When
the website is actually up. I'm going to leave it like that, but it still
He's
needs
hiding. He's hiding the goodies from us.
it's up
Yes.
and running, but it still needs
And that he didn't do it to
and
that he didn't do it
and
to
also and also Akano too. Akano, I checked up his website. It's not up and running. I think probably it has payment issues.
No, I
But
think
you
I think
guys
it's
really,
running. I think it's
I
running.
checked.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, okay, I hope so
I'll do a check again, but
because
I
I
believe it's
did my
running.
okay. I did. I wanted to just find out about people we're going to meet. Although I have seen your works over time. But your website too is also a very good platform where we can have tutorials. Chronos and their tutorials, they get to dazzle us with so many new things.
Okay.
I think, hello, who did this? I didn't make this full screen. I didn't do this. So, hello, let me turn this off. You know, I moderator, please don't do that to me. But really, I think our websites are platforms where beyond Facebook, people all around the world can really get to, come to
yes,
reckon with
yes.
what we do. And some of these things, I mean, sharing them on our websites, we get to spread the word. And it's amazing. I'm sure Chronos Studios they have Google Analytics on their website. They can find out who is viewing their website from anywhere in the world, and
Yeah.
the number of hits you have every day, even the people who are viewing your website right at the moment. So it's amazing. I'm sure some of us we had to build our websites by ourselves because all
Of
these
course.
website developers. It's crazy
They are
when
very,
it's crazy when we as architects have to do everything because they can't
that,
just satisfy you.
that's
So
one
we've had
great thing. That's one great thing with an architect. You always try to do everything yourself.
Yeah, but I really as I attended Chronos workshop a while ago, and I'm really looking for a platform where we'll be able to beyond just having to do things by ourselves. We've been trying to do things ourselves for a long time, and it's not been easy.
It's not been
I really
easy.
look for.
So
Yes, it's
I,
not
I,
been easy.
I,
He
I,
talked
I, I
about
get
the team.
I stand the ground that we as architects, it's hard for someone else to please us as much as we do it ourselves. Imagine you doing a 3D for an architect. That's the most process. But she did that for like for anything. So someone can be the house.
Oh dear. Yeah, so I think to a large extent we need to really move. I'm sure we know Alex. I follow this guy. I'm sure Hazan will know him. His name
Climax.
is Alex.
Climax.
Is it Alex Godfrey or something?
Alex
How
Alexia.
do you
Imre.
call it? He's a visual artist, but the amazing, the funny thing is that he works in as much as he has very outstanding jobs. He still goes to work every day. He works under an architectural firm, and you know he's still trying as much as possible to make his own
Forgive me,
little
forgive me,
impact.
forgive me. The difference between them and ours is their system is totally different. Do you
I agree with
understand?
you.
Their system is
Okay.
totally different. In such a structured society, you can't
And
help but because you in Nigeria now.
to second that, Alex, most of the work on Alex website and the works he did when he was doing his masters back even plus Lincoln, even though sometimes Alex still goes to Lincoln University and he has many studs there working with him.
So do you understand? Right there, their break. I'm sure his break time is break time. Nobody's going to
Yeah,
call him out of his break time because it's a structured up.
yeah, and he's not stuck in traffic for 4 hours.
And he's not stuck in traffic. He has good road and he has light. 24 hours light.
I work with
Well,
you.
I
In
think what I
fact,
believe is
the only reason why he won't have internet is if he doesn't recharge his card. If
yes.
not, the internet is there 24/7.
Even if he does not recharge his card in the fast food store, there will be wireless.
Yeah. Actually, the point I was trying to make is this. Um, it's beyond just because every time, every now and then, we've always looked at being a step ahead. There's much more. Beyond just definitely there's no doubt about it. We all have passion for visualization. Definitely, no doubt about that. But I always think about being a step ahead, and that actually transcends beyond just being able to put out. I went to ACCL, and one of the directors told me, he called some of the visuals, he called them fancy pictures, and I felt very insulted. I felt very insulted. He
Sorry,
said fancy
hello. Hold
pictures.
on, excuse me.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah, I didn't get
yes.
what you were saying. I think I'm interested in this part very much.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was actually talking about beyond visualization, and I had an encounter with one of the directors at ACCL, and his reference to visualization, was pretty fancy pictures, you know,
Okay.
and I felt very insulted, why I am. This is something I know deep down in my heart. Just like saying you're being stupid for being a music artist or being a fashion designer. I felt very insulted, and these are also professionals. But at the same time, it got me thinking. Beyond visualization, we're talking about adding value. This industry. We're talking about being relevant. 24. There are things we do that nobody else can do, and to some extent, by the grace of God, we've had to step up our game, letting developers, letting architects that we work for, and letting everybody we come in contact realize that, hey, we are the ones that bring your. Sometimes without us, you can't even win the contract. And by God's grace, we've had to make developers and architects pay. Sometimes pay from their nose. pay from wherever source they are going to get the money from. Just because
That's getting personal.
no.
True that.
The truth still remains that this is what we do. We're good at it. Footballers play. They play football. Someone comes, cracks a joke, and he's paid. He cracks a joke for 30 minutes. And He's paid in millions. If a Formula One team spends the driver just drives the car for a couple of hours, and he makes more money than all the engineers and the whole crew put together who have built that fantastic car. And it's a trend that goes on around. There's a trend that goes around in virtually all fairs, even in the developed world. And I just think about we need, for us to stay relevant, we need to be a step ahead. We need to think about, progressive ways of really, really adding value. Because if we're not careful, in no time, it will our impact, our influence will be of very little or no effect. We're not even talking about value now, because value is a different world game entirely in terms of financial value for the services we provide. We make this industry go round. Everywhere you go to, people want to see visuals. But beyond just seeing visuals, people have come to recognize good visuals from good visuals. People know where to get good jobs done. And Nigeria is still blessed in Africa, because Nigeria is still probably one of the few places in Africa where they still place very good value, on visuals. So we could keep on going on and on, but really, I think we should all start thinking about visualization, and what next, what else, what's beyond visualization. And I'm really glad about the Chronos team. They're doing, a fantastic job, sharing knowledge, creating platforms where they can add value to not just only young minds, but even people and people all around. And I'm sure by the time the proceeds of this hangout gets out there, I'm sure a lot of people will benefit from it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Olu. Very
Thank you
much.
so much.
Yeah, and thank you very much. Your picture looks different. I just tried to Google your name, and I think I've been seeing you a lot around on Facebook, and I really appreciate your stuff here. On the picture here, it shows you without beard. Okay, that's very nice. Okay, and good to have you actually again. Good to have you here.
I wish
And
I
good to
knew.
have every other person here equally.
I
because
wish you can put a face behind the voice, because you can just see.
Oh yes,
I can only see faces. I don't know who is talking. And
maybe I should do
unfortunately,
it. I believe you have my picture. I'm not sure, but then this is me. You can see.
no.
If you check the publicity photographs, I'm sure you see it.
This is me live anyway. This is me. This is how I look. Like, the picture can be telling you something different, but this is.
No, but Google Hangout. I mean, if someone is talking, or at least maybe they could have possibly placed an icon. Okay. Whoa. Okay. This is face behind the voice.
Yes, that's.
It's always good to put two of them together. It makes a whole lot of sense.
That's really a hard
This is I'm speaking. This is Daddy. Is this Daddy's face?
No. This is Owolabi.
Okay, this is Owolabi. Okay, this is Kenny. Okay.
I think Daddy might want to share his face if he's still here. I believe he's still here. I think he might want to share his face. So let's see. Yeah, that is him.
I think his face, he takes after the icon, the new icon he created.
It's like the icon is a
The
silhouette of the
silhouette
face.
of the face. Exactly.
Yes. The long head, not like my own squashed style of head.
Oh dear, oh dear. It's
All right.
nice to hang out with you guys.
Okay.
It's lovely. It's
Okay.
been lovely.
All right. I think we can close it here. Chronos, Hassan, if he's still here, I think this is where we wrap it up. I hope.
I don't think Hassan is here.
Hello, Kamalafe.
Hi, evening.
Yeah. You were saying something.
No, I said I don't think Hassan is here. No response
Okay.
from him. So
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
Oh,
My
Okay.
okay.
Then
internet went.
we want you to close it for us.
Sorry. Okay, so we're rounding up now.
Let's wrap it up. Yes. Oh,
Enable my
and
video.
Olanriwaju, you might want to turn off your video so that we can stream better.
Yes, right.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. So Chronos.
Okay, so here is another big thank you for everyone who has been here. I knew that bigger, something much better is going to come, and we're going to make sure that
Maybe
we're
we'll
all
stop your
getting involved in. All going to get involved in the next stages as we proceed. So thank you very much. See you guys sometimes in January. Yeah, let's do this
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Right?
Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys. Have
You're
a
Okay.
welcome.
wonderful
Thank you
night.
so much.
All right.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Nice platform.
Bye.
Success.
Are you a DJ?